The National Security Council, headed by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, is learned to have given its nod for registration of cases under Pakistan Army Act against the rioters, arsonists and vandals who targeted sensitive military installations. This after a special session of the Corps Commanders Conference. Remember, yesterday the Corps Commanders briefed Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir, and this was a special conference of the Corps Commanders on what action was to be taken against those who targeted sensitive military installations. The National Security Council meeting occurred in the wake of these attacks, and they concurred, saying that attacks smacked of a pre-planned conspiracy to target the Lahore Corps Commander's residence. Information that's now coming in, close to 5,000 people have now been taken into custody. 5,000 protesters, arsonists and rioters have been taken into custody. The plan is also to tweak laws if need be to try these rioters under the Pakistan Army Act, the Official Secret Act and the anti-terror laws. Before we get back to Hamza Amir, let's quickly listen in to Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif after the conference.
9 मई को जो कुछ भी हुआ इस मुल्क के अंदर, वो पाकिस्तान की तारीख में एक स्याह तरीन दिन से याद रखा जाएगा। वो एक इंतहाई अलमनाक दिन था जिसने पाकिस्तान में करोड़ों पाकिस्तानियों में उनको गमगीन कर गया। तो हम सब आज ये बात सोचने पर मजबूर हैं कि वो कौन सा नजरिया था, वो कौन शख्स था या वो कौन सा जथा था जिसने वतन पाकिस्तान के साथ वालियाना मोहब्बत को नजर आतिश कर दिया।
Hamza, bring us details of the next course of action. Yesterday you were reporting on the Corps Commanders Special Conference, the decision taken there and the decision taken at the National Security Council meeting today. What's the next course of action on ground?
Well, Gaurav, what was decided yesterday was absolutely, there were no arguments whatsoever, and when it came down to the National Security Committee, mind you, this is a very high-level committee meeting in which all heads of the armed forces, the intelligence agencies and the government sit. Basically, what the army has decided to take on as a way forward as now endorsed by the government. And we saw earlier, even in Punjab, it was decided, as approval was given by the Chief Minister of the Punjab province, Mohsen Naqvi, that all people who have been arrested from the Punjab province as culprits behind the 9th May riots, they will be booked under the Army Act. Even that is being done, and approval was given in the Punjab province even before it was decided in the National Security Committee. So the road seems very, very clear as far as the government and the establishment is concerned.
Okay, before I get you more on the story, I want to understand from you. Is the army taking on the Supreme Court of Pakistan? Is the PDM government very clearly now decided that we will not listen to the Supreme Court of Pakistan, because according to the Supreme Court of Pakistan, civilians cannot be tried under military law unless specific laws are made for it, and those laws will have to be made by the Parliament, or they can be challenged in the Supreme Court?
Well, Gaurav, these are two very important questions, and the army has been very smart in actually ingesting what they said as initially as only under the Army Act. They've also ingested into the same the Official Secret Act. Now, under the Official Secret Act, civilians can be put to trial, even politicians can be put to trial in an army's court. So that is one. Secondly, we already had the National Action Plan formed after the Ivy Public School attack in 2014, and under that route, it still stands. It needs to be reinstated, and the jurisdiction of the court or the military courts will be expanded to civilians as well. Now, once this is in place, the whole legal process is in place, the cases will be heard, as it is understood now that it is going to be in military courts. Military courts, even today, Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif said that in France, when there were riots, military courts on the trials were being done even later, after past even midnight, and people were being punished for what they did. He was hinting towards what Pakistan can also be doing. And not to forget, we're talking about at least 5,000 arrests right now, and 5,000 cases under the Army Act being registered against citizens of Pakistan. That
Okay.
is a huge crackdown, a huge way forward with at least 5,000 cases being heard under the Military Act.